I spent the better part of the evening and into the morning the next day trying to figure out why my shoulder was hurting. After some ibuprofen, I finally figured it out. I had spent the day before helping take some of the lights off of the bridge at Shannon Springs Park. And as a result of using some muscles that I am not used to using, I was sore. Of course, I am not unique in this phenomenon. Anyone who has used a set of muscles that maybe they haven't used for a while has experienced some of the soreness that happens either the night of or a day afterwards. As a teen, I hated the first week of track practice. And when that track season started back up, when the coach, who was normally the nicest guy in the world, suddenly went into torture mode and was not quite so nice. He didn't seem to care that I was having a hard time walking, much less running, after the first couple of days putting in those miles that we had done. It was taking the toll on my out-of-shape legs. To quote my favorite philosophers, Hans and Franz, Coach Murray would go, "Run, run! You need to run faster!" He may not have called me a buttercup, "You're just a delicate flower," or something like that. But he was continuing to make us run. The question for this devotional, though, is, are there types of soreness that we experience that have nothing to do with being physically out of shape? The answer is an absolute yes. Christians will go through the same type of experience when we work on our spiritual muscles. When we start trying to form or develop some spiritual habits, we can start out being really strong and really excited, and then Satan decides to make things difficult. Think about it. Say you decide to read your Bible every day. What Satan will do is add unforeseen schedule changes, busyness, exhaustion, and it's hard to keep up in those situations, isn't it? Then you get discouraged and you give up because, to put it in the terms of what we're talking about tonight, spiritually sore. You're spiritually sore. The same thing will happen if you try to develop other spiritual habits. Satan is going to step in and try to get you to stop doing something that is good. So what do? The answer lies in the same solution that my track coach had. Keep running. Keep at it. Coach Murray knew that if we continued to exercise, even though it was difficult, by the end of the week, we wouldn't be so sore anymore. As a matter of fact, our legs would probably be feeling pretty good. The same holds true for us spiritually. You've got to keep going to form new habits. One study that I read today said that it takes an average of 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. No wonder why so many New Year's resolutions fail within the first 2 weeks. My hope for us all is to not give up when we're facing that spiritual soreness. Keep pressing on. Keep striving to strengthen yourself spiritually. Don't give up if something is worthy to be doing. Don't give up on that. Don't give up as you strive for righteousness. It is hard not to think of the words from the Apostle Paul when we're thinking about and working on our spiritual muscles. Remember, he said in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 24 through 27, "Do you not know that in a race all runners run, but one receives the prize? So run that you may obtain it. Every athlete exercises self-control in all things. They do it to receive a perishable wreath, but we an imperishable. So do not run aimlessly. I do not box as one beating the air, but I discipline my body and keep it under control, lest after preaching to others, I myself am disqualified." The other thing that we need to remember in this is not to just keep pressing on, keep working to develop those spiritual habits. But the other thing that we need to remember is that we aren't doing this on our own. God is right there with us. Christ is urging us on. He's encouraging us to remain faithful. I want you to look at this verse too. Be reminded of these words to the church of Philadelphia when you read Revelation. Revelation 3 verses 8, 10, and 11. It says, I know your works. Behold, I have set before you an open door, which no one is able to shut. I know that you have but little power, and yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. Verse 10. Because you have kept my word about patient endurance, I will keep you from the hour of trial that is coming on the whole world, to try those who dwell on the earth. I am coming soon. Hold fast to what you have, so that no one may seize your crown. No one can shut a door that God has held open. Strive for righteousness. Hold fast so that you can obtain your crown. You can do it. It might cause some soreness for a period of time, but if you persevere, it will all be worth it. Contemplating all of the riches of this verse is a great way to take 6 minutes to center today.